party.
Good evening, and welcome to Haunted House Party, where the ghouls and goblin festivity has just begun. I, historical, as well as deceased guest of honor at tonight's Fright at Fairies. Oh no, I think I'm dying again. You'll have to figure out who the mystery guest is. Yourself.
Oh, this is some party. Reminds me of the one I threw back at Independence Hall in Philly. Of course, everyone there was alive. Well, my good man, how are you this fine and dreary evening?
I beg your pardon?
Oh my, sorry, milady, I'm not wearing my bifocals, which I, of course, invented. Perhaps I might interest you in an evening's walk, as it's a beautiful night for kite flying.
You couldn't pay me enough to go out in a night like this.
What if I were to give you this $100 bill? It's got my picture on it.
Well, I do declare.
A declaration? Let me sign it immediately. Like the one I signed in 1776.
Who do you think you are?
Why, I'm...
Wait! Let's review the clues. He signed a famous declaration in 1776. He invented bifocals so people could see both near and far. He flew a kite into a lightning storm to attract electricity. And his face is on the $100 bill, even though he was never President of the United States. That's right, he's...
I'm Benjamin Franklin. Now, if you don't mind, the lady and I must get back to the party and boogie.
That's all for now. See you next time on the Haunted House Party.
Professor Rocket is blasted off, and prepare yourself for a delicious banquet of Psycho Math! Don't worry, children. It looks dangerous, but it actually feels all right. Now, here's how Psycho Math works. I'll show you an equation, but instead of numbers, I will show you some pictures. Now listen up. You figure out what numbers the pictures stand for and solve the problem. Are you ready? Then let's do some Psycho Math! Okay. Let's start with the number of amendments in the Bill of Rights. My favorite amendment, the freedom of speech. Blah, blah, blah. Then add it to the number of suits in a deck of cards. I heart playing cards. Yes, kids, Professor Rocket has a vulnerable sweet side. But not while I'm doing Psycho Math. Then divide it by James Bond's number. He's the man, baby. Okay, now, you got the answer? You take the 10 amendments in the Bill of Rights, add it to the 4 suits in a deck of playing cards, divided by the number 007, which is really just 7 for James Bond. Boom. James Bond. And the answer is 2. 2. Now you're doing the Psycho Math. Now, let's get ready for the next one. The number of the Apollo mission that had all the unlucky trouble. Don't tell me you don't know, fool, because they made a movie about it. Plus the number of countries that border the United States. Then take away the number of calories in a glass of water. That glass of water sure makes me thirsty. But not for water, for knowledge. Now, have you solved it? We got the number 13 for the Apollo mission, plus the 2 countries that border the United States, Canada and Mexico. Minus 0 calories in water, which all comes to 15. 15. That number is so hot, I'm burning up. Okay, here's the final one. You ready? You better be ready, because the rocket is about to blast out. Take the number of consonants, not the vowels, just the consonants, and include the Y. Then subtract the number of blank strikes in your out. By the way, Professor Rocket never strikes out in baseball. Why? Because I'm the scorekeeper, that's why. plus the number of black balls in a game of pool. What you get? Let's wrap it up. There are 21 consonants, minus 3 strikes and you're out, plus 1 black ball in pool, my favorite, the 8 ball, equals 19. 19. You're leading me. Now scoot your along, because Professor Rocket has to make up future psychomath. That's right, children. Psychomath does not grow out of the ground. It goes out of my head. Professor Rocket's out.
Game time in 10 seconds. Game quality under control. Stand by for lens Mccracken.
Like the sign says, I'm Snell Mccracken. I mean, Lens Mccracken. Photo Snoop. Okay, so maybe I don't see too good. That's why some people say my photographs stink. I prefer the term artsy. Either way, I need you to help me identify the pictures I've taken of a crime scene. After that, you can be sure I'll crack the case. Or my name isn't Snell Mccracken. I like to call today's mystery the case of the missing chihuahua that, went missing. Let's take a look at each of these 3 photos. Our first clue, and already this case is going to the dogs. Too bad, too, because my mind's working like a house on fire. Maybe this next clue will get us rolling. Okay, maybe not. But the wheels in my head are beginning to turn. Or maybe that was just my stomach talking. All this work's making me hungry, and the last clue isn't helping matters. I've got it! If I look at all the pictures together, then I've still got absolutely no idea what's going on. That's the kind of deductive reasoning I'm famous for. Well, that and my reliable darkroom computer, the Solutionator. Eureka! Why, of course. It's a fire hydrant. It really whets my appetite for this case. What's next? I think I'm being taken for a ride. That's because it's a skateboard. Okay, lay the next one on me. The final clue might prove a little too seedy, but I'll bite. Just as I suspected, a sesame bun. Well, the solution practically speaks for itself. It was a summer day and things were hot. Africa hot. Somebody was using a fire hydrant as a sprinkler to keep cool. Like Africa, only cool. But the water made a lake at the bottom of 18th Street. This skateboarder comes along at top speed and hydroplanes across the water before colliding with Mrs. Schwarzkopf and the hamburger vendor on 12th. Buns went flying, drawing the attention of a passing flock of Canadian geese. The geese made off with the buns, accidentally swooping up Mrs. Schwarzkopf's prize-winning Chihuahua Ernie in the process, never to be seen again. Another mystery solved. That's because I'm Lens Mccracken. Photo Poons. Snoop.
Next game up, Riddle Snake.
In the dark and mysterious recesses of parts unknown, there resides the strange and riddle-wise creature known only as the Riddle Snake. His music is enchanting, and his riddles are perplexing. So look close and think even closer, 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 closer. The riddle is, what has 18 feet and catches flies? What has 18 feet and catches flies? flies. What has 18 feet and catches flies? And the answer is a baseball team. Very clever. So then, what has 3 feet that catches flies? Give up? A yardstick with a glove? Maybe it's best if I go quickly.